cada día.
Feels like summer has finally arrived. Probably like 25 degrees Celsius in the nation's capital today. It's been a glorious weekend. I don't know what they're calling it. They've come up with some weather jargon.
Rex.
Is it the Rex?
Rex, I think. R-E-X?
Rex blocks, something like that. It just means super nice weather for the next little bit. Welcome back to the vlog, my life on two wheels. Me, Linda, and the butterfly. We're out taking in this glorious weather. There's something else happening today in the nation's capital. The city is pretty much shut down. Do not be alarmed. One of the largest events probably in Canada when it comes to running. It's the National Capital Race Weekend, Saturday and Sunday. I think I did a vlog on this last year at exactly the same time.
Yep.
Basically, they shut the city down, lots of runners, huge event, great for tourism, great for the city, and hopefully it's great for the runners. They couldn't have picked a better day. So what are we doing? We're trying to avoid it.
As always.
Yeah. Living downtown, we are impacted by it immensely. And the 10K used to go past our house. Doing a 40K looper. Sadly, we couldn't get up to the Gatineau Park where we like to film quite a lot and we like to ride quite a lot. It's just...
too many road closures for the race.
Yeah. So we haven't ridden the roads, the open roads around Ottawa in a while. And one forgets how shitty traffic is. How loud and annoying cars are.
Smelly.
Smelly, even though I own one. One other huge event that's happening in the nation's capital today is it's our wedding anniversary.
Two of us.
23 glorious years.
Glorious.
Yes.
Awesome.
Yeah. I guess I should have put that first.
The most important.
The most important thing. And then talked about the race weekend.
Nice. But the last few years since I took up riding with you, and now we have an anniversary ride every year, which is super.
Yep. And, yep.
A little slow, a little slow.
Linda's getting faster and faster every year. Came to this sport quite late.
1 kilometer per hour
per year. Yeah. Yeah. Come on, 70.
That's the age when I might be able to catch up to Maddie.
Not kilometers per hour. Someone had a question on one of the vlogs that I did on a new pair of gravel shoes that I purchased. And those are the Bont Vapor G's. G for gravel. I've been wearing them a fair bit, and someone asked for me to do an update on those shoes. So once we get home from this epic ride, I'll pull those out and I'll talk to you a little bit about shoe sizing. Because if you're buying shoes online, sure, you know, I'd love to go to a store and try on some Bonts and make sure they're the perfect fit. But there's no Bont dealer in Ottawa. Same with Rafa. What do? I don't think there's a Rafa store in Canada. Maybe Vancouver. But I'm not going there. So how do you try on shoes? You're basically hostage to the numbers that they give you on the websites. Let's unpack that a little bit. Just want to show you this bit. This is Dows Lake in Ottawa. And normally I show it to you in the winter. And I know there's some, and it freezes over and we skate on it. And it's wonderful. Normally there's poutine and beaver tail huts strewn out along this part where the water is now. But I know there's disbelief that Ottawa could ever be this nice and unfrozen. But look how beautiful it is. Come and check out our beautiful city. We made it back safe and sound. Anniversary ride done. Check. It was great. Nice to get out and stretch the legs. Okay, as promised, let's do a recap on these bad boys. These are the Bont Vapor G's, G for gravel, as I mentioned earlier. So someone posted a comment. They wanted to know what I thought about these after a few months of riding. I haven't really put them through the ringer just yet. They have been outside, but nothing too arduous, and nothing to really stress them too much. Of course, they are a super stiff shoe. They've got, as I've mentioned in previous vlogs when I talked about these shoes, they've got this bathtub carbon monocoque design that runs all the way along the shoe, and it is rock hard, as you would expect. So super stiff. And again, these bumpers on the side are replaceable. I don't know if you can see this, they've got some screws in there, which is a bonus. So after a few months of usage, my feedback, super stiff, comfortable, somewhat. I find when you have a super stiff shoe, comfort kind of gets thrown by the wayside, but these aren't too bad. There's a little bit of faff involved with getting them on. So you've got this strap that goes over the top, and then underneath, this would be the tongue, I guess. It does tend to fold over. It's a little annoying. But it's exactly the same design as their Vapor non-gravel shoe. But once you do get your foot in there, ratchet it down and everything's tickety-boo. But one thing I wanted to touch on was sizing. These are a 42.5. According to the Bont website, their recommendation is to place your foot on a piece of paper against a flat surface like a wall. Mark off where where the heel is, mark off where the toe is, measure, and there you go. And then you can do the same for the width. These are a standard width, and as I said, 42.5. Also on the website, they give you the option of comparing the shoes that you have currently to the shoe you would like to get in the future. So these are the shoes that I ride on the road. These are the Shimano RC 902s, size 42. Size 42, and these are 42.5. So if you go to the Bont website and you punch in your shoe preference or the shoe that you're riding currently, which is these, the recommendation for Bont is if these are 42, you want to go with the 42.5. Here's the thing. I find with these, I've really got to ratchet down the tightness of the strap over the top of my foot. I think the length is applicable, or at least commensurate to the Shimano 42s. However, if I don't ratchet these down super tight, I find there's some heel slippage. So in hindsight, I think I should have stuck to my gut and gone with a 42 Bont. 42 Shimano, 42 Bont. Obviously different shoe companies have different last sizes, different width options. Also the toe boxes are going to be different. The toe box on these S-Fires is extremely narrow and extremely tight. It's one of the things I don't actually like too much about these shoes, this area right here. These bad boys, even though this is a standard width, they're nice and wide. There's lots of space in here. If you want to give these a mark out of 10, I'd say for style, 10 out of 10. And this gorgeous shoe. Looks super dope. Comfort, I'd give them a 6 or a 7. Faffability, I'd give them a 2 or a 3 for faffing around, for getting my foot into the shoe. Overall, yeah, about 7 out of 10, something like that. Okay, that's a wrap. Hope you all have a fantastic week. We will regroup next week for some more cycling content from in and around Ottawa, the nation's capital. And happy Memorial Day to all my US viewers. I think that's happening tomorrow. Enjoy your long weekend. I'll see you next week. Take care.